First of all, I just want to. I watched like last night. I was busy working on my lesson for today, and I was able to catch Deacon Abiel's Fix Your Face last night. Those who haven't seen it, I think it's a good show that he did yesterday. And as a matter of fact, a lot of good things have been coming out of Oklahoma lately. So I know that goes against that's an inside joke, goes against it. But a lot of good things have been happening to offset some of the other activities, if you will. That's not necessarily connected with the school, but the state of Oklahoma got some challenges. I'll just leave it like that. Y'all all right? So, but I want to give a shout out to the brethren and the men and the women of that congregation, holding on to the righteousness in the midst of all evil. So all praise to the Most High for that. Shout out to Deacon Abiel. I had the distinct honor of being able to attend his graduation, and the reason why I say that is because it for me, and I know I speak for all of us, but I love to see triumph. I love to see perseverance, because it's not only is it a motivator that I expect to relay it to all of y'all, but it's a motivator for me as well. I love to feed off of good strength and good motivation and things of that nature that get you moving. You understand? Whenever we begin to think that troubles are so insurmountable, we can't move this and just can't get things going. Like we feel like it's just too much. And then we have a situation where, because I listened to his particular story, and his story was very moving in terms of how he persevered through all of those levels of all kinds of things that would normally hold back many people. And he triumphed all the way to receive his master's degree. And not only him, you had other, like Captain Palu, a whole lot of other brothers and sisters got their masters. And not only did they get their masters just to have it, because some people think that we just, have these things and just show them like it's some trophy or something. No, the objective of getting these things is so that you can know how to use the forces that we've learned. It's like trading the talents. We use this world, but we don't abuse it. Whatever we learn, we take it and we use it through the scriptures, through the Bible, and help our people. Y'all understand that? So these are the kinds of things that I like to see when we know how to use our intelligence, to know how to use the forces of the world and not get caught up in it. Can you dig it? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Okay? So, but the Bible says, for we are to use this world, but not abuse it. So learn what you can learn and bring it back to your people. Okay? What you can in righteousness, that's what I'm saying. And when you learn these things, you use them through the Bible. That's why we do it. We are masters of the Bible, and everything that's put in this earth and on this earth, we have to have the intelligence to know how to manipulate it, if you will, to use it for God's good. Everything was made for the goodness of the Lord. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so when a brother or sister finds the balance to know how to do that, I commend them, because that's something that we all need to do. Okay, so I'll just say that from the offset. Congratulations again to my brothers and sisters who have graduated. And there was a whole team of graduates there. And I know it's not just there, because graduations went all over the place. We even had internal graduations. Our sisters that graduated from the Ladies in Waiting program, that is a very high achievement. And I didn't really get to speak on that. And I'm not going to take a lot of time, because I do want to get into the lesson. But a couple of Saturdays ago, we had our Ladies in Waiting graduation. And this was the first wave of that program. And I give credence and credit to those senior sisters, those mothers that actually worked with these young sisters to make them into proper wives, to make them better versions of themselves, to make them to know how to value what they have, and to take care of their lives and their families as they get older and get married. We ain't looking for no single mama, baby mama drama. We ain't looking for all of that. So the mere fact that the sisters, Mother Shamara particularly, and the deacons' wives and the bishops' wives and so forth, they all put their hand into the mix to help steer these sisters properly. And the first wave of the graduates came forward that afternoon. So all praise to the Most High for all those good things. And I say that. I don't even get into the negative shenanigans of the Negro that has all kinds of crazy things to say about things. I really don't care about their thoughts at all. They're so far beneath the radar of intelligence when it comes to righteousness, I don't even address that. I say those things to you so that you follow my example and leave those Negroes in the toilet where they belong. Keep moving forward. As a matter of fact, flush the toilet. So I'm not trying to throw any stain, but I'm just saying, to me, my mind is on going forward. I don't have time to play, and neither should you. Y'all all right? So I say those things. I'm not trying to rub any salt in the wounds because I really don't care. All right. So I'm going to get right into it. So I mentioned about Fix Your Face last night. I also mentioned, I didn't mention, but also Deacon Asaph did Friday Night Raw. I thought that was important because you have a lot of our people that, and which is going to somewhat tie in to what I'm going into. But Deacon Asaph was making a point that our people, you know, you got a lot of things going on around the country now. You know, you got the ICE situation, riots going on all over the place. And then you have, I'm just going to say the Negro. The Negro is looking for an opportunity to just join a riot, just cut up and start doing all kind of madness. Nothing in discipline. He just wants to be able to throw a chair and start some trouble. You'll understand that? And that's been the case with every kind of situation. And y'all all know what I'm talking about. This is what we do. And here's the reason why I'm saying it, because somebody might say, well, damn, man, you got to do something. There's something that you need to do is organize amongst yourselves. Organize amongst yourself and get rid of the evil that's right there in your community. We won't lift a finger to do that at all, but we want to have the opportunity to throw a chair, burn down our own neighborhoods, then come back and have to ask the white man for a job when your damn companies are burned up, your houses are burned up. Now you need all kinds of grants and this and that and the other, and you done burnt it up. And then you go back to your communities, and then you're still hoeing your women out. You're still selling drugs. You're still envying, strife, rape, robberies, all kinds of evil going on right there in the community, but nobody is trying to exercise real discipline and dedication to fix the problems right there around your block. But yet we want to have a chance to go and be on TV and look like we're doing something, just like the people in the March on Washington. A lot of those people look very happy to be in the march. You understand? And was just happy just to be up there. But in many instances, we're not really interested in the real results that would prevent us from even having problems like that. For an example, you want to risk your lives on something like that? Why don't you risk your life for keeping God's commandments? Why don't you risk your life for saying no more drugs, no more prostitution, no more fornication, no more smoking dope, no more alcoholism? Put some effort to that. You'll make massive change if you just simply did that. So I just mentioned those things. Y'all all right? So Deacon Asaph was touching on that a little bit, and I think it's important that we go back and watch both of those programs. I know there were many others, but those are the two that I got to kind of get a little bit of yesterday. So all praises to the Most High. So now I'm going to get on to the lesson. Put my thumbnail up there, the one that y'all got footed right. Show that up there. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. This class is kind of long. But when I say it's kind of long, I'm just going to go through it. And then next week, Lord willing, I'm going to do the part 2. So I'm going to do 2 parts to this. And I'm not going to skip anything. I'm going to go through it thoroughly because I think it's something that we need. Okay. So I'm going to request that time to next week, Lord willing, to continue this at this very time, 3 p.m. Y'all all right? So I'll make that point there. So going into the topic, our anxiety. The fear of standing up inside ourselves. Y'all see that, right? Everybody see it on the screen? I see. Okay, the thumbnail is up there. So all praise to the Most High. I feel like I need to break this down. Our anxiety. What does that mean? Let's just break it all the way down. Let's look up the word anxiety, because I'm saying it's our anxiety. So let's deal with that here. Come on, who's got me?
I still like it.
Yes, sir. Bring it on up.
Anxiety. Definition 1. Apprehensive.
Turn them up a little bit.
Apprehensive uneasiness.
Apprehensive. So when there's a feeling of anxiety in our community, that's why I titled it "Our Anxiety." Our anxiety. This is a anxiety that is unique to the 12 tribes of Israel. Other nations don't feel this. Other nations do not have these psychological hangups. They have not been through the trauma-causing treatments that cause us to have anxieties. They have not did this, but this pertains to us. So it's our anxiety. It is our apprehensive uneasiness, nervous, exaggerated startle response, like your children will be in the classroom. And all of a sudden he's jumpy, he's edgy. And they can't understand why. It's because he's seeing things at home that rocked his mind before he even went out to school. He comes to school with problems in his house following him where he can't even really concentrate on schoolwork. Exaggerated startle response. Jumpy. What it says? Apprehensive what?
Apprehensive uneasiness.
Apprehensive uneasiness. Go ahead.
Or nervousness.
Or nervousness.
Usually.
We're always nervous. That's in the Bible. Give me that in Leviticus. You remember I asked for it the other day? I hope y'all remember where it was at, about a shaken leaf. Yeah, find that for me. Hold on, brothers. Hold on, sisters. I just want to get these points in here. And we don't leave me. I'm coming back to this anxiety because I want to dig into this thing here. Okay?
Leviticus 26, verse 36.
Okay, let's hear it.
And upon them that are left alive of you.
So this was a judgment from God because we decided to not obey his commandments, and we refused to keep his commandments. So the Lord said, okay, well, I'm going to put conditions on you until you learn. Go ahead, read that again.
And upon them.
Fix his mic, because I'm hearing it pop already. Put that compression on there. Y'all know how to deal with that thing over there.
Yes,
read
sir.
it again.
Leviticus 26, verse 36. And upon them that are left alive of you.
And upon the Israelites that are left alive, because many of us were going to be perished because of our disobedience. And the Most High is saying, the ones of you that don't get punished, that don't get wiped out by the previous plague, this is going to happen to the ones of us that's left, which is where we are now. We are the survivors. Listen good. We are the survivors of the greatest atrocities ever perpetrated on this earth. We are the product of the worst catastrophes never known to man. We are the survivors of that. We are the survivors of all those traumas. So that means there's some long-lasting, devastating psychological issues that just ride our brain, ride our spirits, ride our psyche. Read that again.
And upon them that are left alive of you.
Go ahead.
I will send a faintness into their hearts.
I will send a faintness, afraid, scared, trembling, uneasiness, nervousness. I will send a what?
Faintness into their hearts.
Into their hearts and minds, meaning into our mental, into our spirit. Go ahead.
In the lands of their enemies. And the sound
in the land of our enemies. Just think about that.
Right.
Are we supposed to be in the land of our enemies? No. We're supposed to be in our own land. We're so messed up. We think that this is normal. This is not normal to be in another person's land. To be in a land that you don't control. To have no power over your destiny. To have no power over your resources. To have no power to set your nation up. There's something terribly, fundamentally wrong there. Read that again.
I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies.
In the land of our enemies. That should wake us up right there. We are not home. We are in the land of our enemies. Our homeland, strangers devour it. We don't even have a home yet, meaning in terms of where we can go and rest our heads at. That's why the Bible says, and among these nations shall thou have no rest, shall thou have no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. That's what the Bible says. So that means everywhere we go, we're going to catch psychological hell on top of physical hell. That's the anxiousness that we're dealing with. That's the anxiety and the nervousness and the uneasiness that we suffer from. We're reading it. Read that again.
And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies.
Go ahead.
And the sound of a shaking leaf.
The sound of a shaking leaf. Wait a minute. A shaking leaf. Only thing that makes a leaf shake is some wind.
Damn.
That's what that's talking about. Read that again. And the sound what?
And the sound
And
of
the
a shaking.
sound. You didn't even see the leaf shake.
Wow.
You just heard it. And the sound of a shaking leaf shall do what?
Shall chase them.
Shall chase them. Grown men running from basically nothing. Running from a small responsibility. I'm just showing you how far it goes. Run from the fact that his wife or his quote-unquote girlfriend is pregnant. Run from responsibility. Run from discipline. Run from dedication. Run from being in order. Run from it. He's scared of order. He's scared of discipline. A lot of these men got this punk fried spirit. Talking about something, they put too much work on me. What you mean? What are you talking about? All of us is in this gospel to work. That's
right.
They get a little bit of responsibility, they start falling apart. Running from it. Didn't even do anything yet, just heard that it's coming. Like the leaf. The leaf shook. The leaf didn't even fall yet, it just shook. And he's nervous and scared. Read that again.
And the sound of a shaking leaf shall chase them.
Shall chase grown men. I want you to understand why it's saying it that way, because that's how far we men fell. And we've been morphed into a comfortability in mediocrity. Comfortability in half-ass. Comfortability in my bad. No responsibility. No accountability. We got comfortable with that. Read.
And they shall flee as fleeing from a sword.
And when this leaf shakes, we're going to think that it's a sword chasing us. That's some messed up psychology there.
Trauma.
So that means when you see the brothers in order, people automatically, the scared punk fried of us, they see the order and they say, I know if I get into that, they're going to make me do things that are righteous and my punk fried spirit ain't ready for it.
That's right.
So I got to make excuses. It's the same thing, brothers. That's what we're talking about. That scared punk fried leaf shaking. Read it again.
And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee as fleeing from a sword.
As fleeing from a sword. Go ahead.
And they shall fall when none pursueth.
And we shall fall on each other when nobody's making us do it. We'll turn on each other, pull guns on each other, sell dope to each other, rob each other, rape each other, and nobody's physically over us making us do these things. And we think that's normal. That's what I'm talking about. We got to dig all the way through that thing. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So now, that was it on that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go back to that definition. Anxiety. Come on with it.
Anxieties. Apprehensive uneasiness or nervousness, usually over an impending or anticipated ill.
Hold it. An impending meaning that it's evident, but anticipated. It is not even evident yet. You are afraid and nervous over something that is anticipated. It's not even there yet. You're afraid of what standing up will do for you. You're afraid of what manhood will do for you, and you haven't even tried it yet. Men, I don't want to get myself in order because I might be forced to be a man, and I ain't ready for that yet. That's the psychology coming out of the brain. Read. It said what?
And
Go ahead, read that
apprehensiveness.
over, and read it again.
Yes, sir. Apprehensive uneasiness or nervousness, usually over an impending or anticipated
Or
ill.
anticipated ill. Anticipated ill. Not even certain that there's an ill coming, but it's anticipated in your own scared mind. Go ahead.
A state of being anxious.
There you go right there. A what?
A state of being anxious.
A state of being anxious. Now, the reason why I wanted to break this down is because I understood the word anxiety means the fear of the unknown. And that's what you basically saw here. An impending, anticipated ill. You don't even know what it is. I mean, it's an unknown ill, but yet you are apprehensively uneasy and you are nervous about something that's not even certain. That's the anxiety. We are afraid to stand up. We are afraid to exercise discipline. We are afraid to exercise dedication and righteousness. We got a lot of work to do. I know we look, quote unquote, we look good on the set, going do our columns, and those are good looking things. Don't get me wrong. But I ain't never satisfied until we get the kingdom. You dig it? We ain't putting the brakes on nothing. We got to keep on pushing. Okay? Just accept that as a milestone and keep on moving. The great works that you see when IUIC, when we go through the streets and so forth, that's a good thing. And our brothers and sisters need to see that because the scriptures say that. Neither shall our teachers be hid into a corner anymore. They need to see that. But thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Here you got people talking about some people ain't supposed to see us. The Bible says they're supposed to see us. The book of Revelation said, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So we're supposed to be seen. So that's the ticket. You think I'm going to waste time arguing with somebody that don't read the Bible, whose mind is somewhere else? You might as well be talking to a dead wall because I'm not dealing with you. I don't have time to waste. These minutes and these seconds and hours are precious. I don't have time to waste it on a fool. I'm not casting my pearls on swine that don't want to hear the Bible. What the Bible say? You have to get tussling with them, and the only thing you're gonna get out of it is tired. And on top of that, the Bible says, unless they turn and rend you're gonna end up fighting. Because their minds are seared with a hot iron to be stupid and ignorant. Leave them alone. Maybe the Lord will kick them in the behind later. Maybe they'll get their mind together. And I just leave it there. I pray for the brothers, get themselves together, and that's it. But I don't have time to play. Okay? Where we at? Read that.
You want the second?
Oh, yes, the second one. Because it said, hold it. A state of being anxious. That's where I'm coming from now. So we want to deal with anxious. What does it mean, anxious? Because like I made the point, my understanding of anxiety is when one exhibits a fear of the unknown or the uncertain, does not know what's around the corner, and he's anticipating evil. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what greatness comes out of you coming into your manhood, coming into your real self. There's a greatness there when you're able to do that. Read. Anxiety. Anxious.
Anxious. Definition 1. Experiencing worry, unease, or nervousness, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
Do you see that? With an uncertain outcome. You're exhibiting nervousness about something that's uncertain. You come into IUIC, you come through the troop, you come through the programs that we have, the various programs, the MOV. You come through the 300s and so forth. We got all the programs to get you men in order. And you should be in it. You should be thrilled. Your daddy didn't teach you nothing. Certainly the white man didn't teach you a damn thing. Grown-ass boys, the hell is this? And wonder why the women don't respect us. So here you come in here and you learning how to get yourselves together. As you learn how to get yourselves together, you start to manifest qualities in you that you didn't even know you had. I've spoken to many of you, and you've told me that. I didn't even know that I could be a part of something so great. I didn't know that I could be a part of this and be a part of that and actually do things and look back and see the great works that you never thought that you can do. That's because you stepped into the manhood. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Take it on. Wear it. And enjoy that thing. Read that again. 1.
Anxious, experiencing worry, unease, or nervousness, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain.
Or something. That's the part I want.
Or something with an uncertain outcome.
You don't know what outcome is going to come when you get your mind right and repent and keep the commandments. Here we are many of us trying to go do riotous stuff and all of that. I'm not talking about like righteous causes. I ain't talking about that at all, because we had some righteous causes where we had to deal. But I'm talking about that stuff that you see in the streets where the people talking about they want to throw a chair and throw bricks and all that. We ain't part of none of that foolishness at all. Like when we dealt with the Kyrie Irving situation, that was in righteousness. Okay, when we dealt with the Rasheem Carter, that was in righteousness. I want to make a distinction so people don't get the wrong idea. When we dealt with Kendrick Johnson, that was the righteous thing to do. Okay, ain't no chairs getting thrown. We just letting the people know, we standing behind this sister. We standing behind these families because they should not have went through the stuff that they went through. And if we know how to organize and put our dollars and our resources together, we can make change. We ain't joining no program to throw some chairs and all that kind of craziness. That's what Negroes do. No, you're not going to get that out of us. Just want y'all to know the distinctions and how we move. Nobody tells us what to do. We follow the Lord, and that's how we move. The hell with what people got to say. Double time. 2 times. Huh? So it says that means to be uncertain, to be anxious and nervous about an uncertain outcome. So that deals with anxiety. Now, let's go back to the thumbnail. I know I took a lot of time on this, and I'm not going to drag it out, but I want to really, really break those things down. Y'all all right? Okay. So it says our anxiety, the fear of standing up inside ourselves. I want to break that down. Standing up inside ourselves. The self, give me, I need a scripture. I'm going to do 2 things. Give me where it says, and thyself also. The scripture where it says, if any man come to me and deny thy own self. I know it's in 2 spots, but I want the one where it says, and thyself also. I want to talk about that. Luke 14:26. Yes, sir. Luke 14:26. They said, well, damn, he's breaking down the daggone title. We ain't got into the class yet. We go and get in it. We coming. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read.
Luke chapter 14, verse 26.
Listen now.
If any man come to me.
If any of us come into this gospel, that's what we call, when we go out into the highways and the byways, like it says in Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth without. Shout out to Bishop Kanai and the brothers out there in Austin that got that program. Wisdom crieth out. That's Proverbs 1:20.
Yes, sir.
Wisdom crieth out, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And our job when we do that is to compel our people to come into the gospel. The Bible uses words like that, to compel them. So that's what we're doing. Read that again.
If any man come to me.
If any man come to Christ. Go ahead.
And hate not his father.
And in other words, you don't put your father above the mission that Christ has given you as a man and as a woman. It's speaking in the masculine text, so I'm going to keep it there just for the edification of the scriptures. But it's talking about all of us. Go ahead, read that again.
If any man come to me and hate not his father
You don't put your father's ways above God's ways. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
and mother,
And mother. You don't put your mother's ways above God's ways. It ain't talking about you hating them. The Bible says, honor thy father and thy mother. But you don't put their ways above God's ways. Read.
and wife.
And wife. You don't put your wives might be wicked as hell. Let me explain that. I threw the word wicked out there and said, damn, he got a vendetta against the wives. He said that about mother and father. No. I say that about all of them. But the reason why I say that is because oftentimes, and it gives me the opportunity to say something that I know needs to be said often. There are many times when sisters come into the body and their husbands have not yet come in. There's been times when the men come into the body and the sisters and their wives have not come in. And some of the wives threaten their husbands, basically, not with a weapon or anything, but they say, if you continue to go into that, and they give it all kinds of names, cult, whatever. If you continue to do that, me and you are separating, and I'm taking the house, the car, I'm taking everything, putting you on child support, doing all this, and I'm locking your ass up. That's how they talk to you. Now you're trembling, shaking, because you don't know the outcome. Huh? Anxiety. But the anxiety of what's going to happen comes up again. So what ends up happening is that when the brothers come in and the wives are not here, we try to encourage the men to try to bring your wives in. Same thing with the sisters. Sisters come in here, and they think like we're like some of these other camps to be like, well, yeah, that nigga ain't never going to repent, whatever. Let me slide off with you. You're not going to find that kind of business up here in IUIC. We don't deal like that. You sisters come in here, the objective is for you to win your husband over, like the Bible says. Okay, that's what we want. We try to keep families together, not break them up. Imagine that. The daggone minister or the leader sleeping with the man's wife, and now all of a sudden he thinks about repenting, and he comes in and he found out that she's pregnant from the dude sitting up at the pulpit. That's some foolishness and some evil.
That's right.
No, sister, no. Do right by your husband, and let your good works and your chaste conversation win your husband over. And we've seen many brothers come in and get themselves together based on that. We've seen that, and we've experienced it, and we've known many people that have successfully done that. And the husband and wives are here in the body, having babies and all that, got their own house, doing all kind of great things. That's what we want. Okay? Same thing with the brothers. Don't be so quick to throw your wife away. Don't be so quick to throw your husband away. No. Work on them. Somebody took the time to work with you. Work with them. Okay, where am I at? Read.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother.
So you don't put your father's ways above your wicked father's ways. Let me say it that way. Your wicked father's way above God's ways. Here your father might want you to bring pork to the house and cook it for him. Celebrate Father's Day and all that. The Bible says don't do that thing. Learn not the ways of the nations. That's what the Bible says. It said, Dad, I love you, but I can't do that. I honor you, but I can't do that. Mom, I love you to Mother's Day. No, every day is Mother's Day. Honor thy father, thy mother. I'm honoring you, but I am not going to follow wickedness, because I'm not pleasing you at that point. I'm pleasing Satan, and I'm making my God angry. Certainly you don't want that to happen to me, do you, mama? You're flipping on him. Huh? But trust in the Lord. Read.
And mother and wife and children.
And children. Some of your children are wee bad. Because when your sisters and brothers come in, you've had your children in the world. Right. I want you to understand why I'm saying this here. Because you're trying to get your life together. The child is wicked in hell, dealing with all kind of gangs and all, whatever they're doing, fornicating, all that. And you brought them up into that. Now all of a sudden, here you coming into the scriptures. And your son and your daughter is damn near threatening you. Some of them might be bringing damn guns in the damn house and say, well, you can go ahead and deal with that Bible stuff, but we going to continue to make moves doing this here. Put them images up there. And you have to worry about this here. Okay? Read on.
And brethren.
And brethren. Go ahead.
And sisters.
And sisters. Come on.
Yea.
You're supposed to take nobody's way over God's ways. Go ahead.
Yea, And his own life also.
That's the part that I wanted. And his own life also. That's the you. You have to not only ward off all the rest of the temptations, but you have a duality going on in your own self. That's why the Bible says examine yourself. You got to look at your own self, because you told mama, listen, I ain't dealing with that no more. You told dad, I ain't dealing with that no more. Sister, brothers, everybody. You told, I'm not doing none of that evil no more. But now that you done set everybody straight, now you got to sit down with your own wicked self and deny that too. And a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters cannot check that own wicked spirit. And Christ said, well, if you can't do that, you can't be my disciple. If you can't even put your own spirit in check, you can't put your own attitude and your own undisciplined ways in check, your own sins, put all that in check, you cannot be a part of this army. Christ is the recruiter. I want you to understand, I always like to paint scenarios in terms of what this is. How many of you been in the military? Hands up. Okay, I see a few of you, right? You had to go to a recruiter, and you had to meet certain criteria before they say, okay, we can bring you in. Can I get a witness? Huh? Brother's nervous. What the hell is this?
Anxiety.
Huh? Y'all all right? We ain't going to pan the camera. Ain't nobody going to see you. But my point is, you got to fit the bill in order to say, okay, you are qualified to join my army. That's what Christ is saying. Read that again. Read that again. And his own life also.
And his own life also.
Go ahead.
He cannot be my disciple.
He cannot be in my military. He cannot be a soldier for Jesus Christ, so you can understand. It says that in the Bible, in Timothy's. A good soldier of Jesus Christ. That's God's military. And when I say God's military, I ain't talking about some wild craziness, running around with a gun and all that. The military is the discipline that you must harness in your mind. That's what's so hard for our people to do. We don't want to face those kinds of disciplines. We don't want to get that in order. And there's a reason for why we're that way, and that's what I want to talk about. When I say, go back to the, go ahead and show those clips. Y'all showing them to me. Are they on this? Are y'all showing them up there? Okay. All right, good. Go to, what was I about to say? Go back to the thumbnail for a second. Because I said standing up inside yourself. That's the part that I'm breaking down. Y'all all right? The fear of standing up inside ourselves. The self is what I'm talking about. The self that we're comfortable with is the self that was made in Babylon the Great. It was the self that was made in that laboratory, the Negro lab. They cloned Tyrone lab. That's the self that the real us is trapped in. Y'all all right? There is a willingness for us to want to be righteous, but we are bombarded with so much sin and evil, it has quieted the righteousness in us, and we are afraid to stand up for that righteousness that's in us, to stand up against what we are programmed to be, nookers. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So we have to stand up against that. Give me that in Psalms 94:16. This is another way of saying it.
Psalms 94:16.
A lot of people don't think that the Bible has psychological layers in the scriptures. We read it face value. We don't go deep in what it's saying. Read it.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Rise up against what? Your own wicked self. Because if you're comfortable in evil, you ain't rising up at all. But the scriptures are saying, who will rise up against that tidal wave of evil that you are comfortable in? Are you going to rise up against your own negative impulses? You're going to rise up against your own undisciplinedness, selfishness, evil, wickedness, debauchery, lying, cheating, stealing. Are you going to rise up against all those temptations and follow me? That ain't got nothing to do with you going to some place and throwing a brick somewhere. That's talking about within you. who will rise up against the incubated self that was made to love evil and hate the good. You got to rise up against that. That's what the Bible is talking about. It's a psychological battle. Y'all all right? Which is amplified by wickedness in high places. That's the Tyrone lab. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So, go back to where I was at. He cannot be my disciple, right? You read that?
Yes, sir.
All right, read it one more time, just that last statement, so I can move on.
Luke 14:26. And his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
He cannot be my disciple if he's not willing to be disciplined. If he's not willing to be disciplined. Let me tell y'all something. Every time we stand up and salute, I pay attention to all of you. I'm talking about me. I pay attention to, like, when we say hand salute and we do that, and I notice some of you move your right foot, some of you move your left. I pay attention to that. All of us should learn how to move the same, because what that does, it teaches order. It teaches how we throw off individualism, how we throw off being uncouth, undisciplined, unorganized. The first step in learning how to be organized is to learn how to operate together collectively as one. That's the reason why we do it. So I'm saying that now, so from now on, when I look at you, now I'm going to start pointing you out in a good way. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Not trying to, I don't deal with trying to shame people and all that. I'm about teaching. Y'all understand me? I'm about teaching and edifying. Okay, where we at? Go back to the thumbnail. So standing up inside ourselves, right? There's our anxiety, the fear of standing up inside ourselves. We got within us, there's the real us. And we're covered with a layer of doubt. We're covered with a layer of fear, of distress, of uneasiness and nervousness. This is the reason why I credited Deacon Abiel so much, because I'm certain that along his journey, he had to break through all of those shells. He had to break through all of those impediments and get there. And he needed to be congratulated upon that. All praises to the Most High. So that was the reason why I made those statements. Y'all all right? So now, scripture time. Well, I'm going to read something. Give me my book, Lest We Forget. Put that up there. Jump down right there. Show that on the board. This is a book that I picked up, okay? Lest We Forget. This basically, it says the passage from Africa to slavery and emancipation. The three-dimensional interactive book with photographs and documents from the Black Holocaust exhibit. Holocaust exhibit. That's good that that's in there. Y'all all right? Don't be afraid to embrace the words. That's the truth. But what's in this book is something that's very tangible to what we're reading here. Open it up. Give me the next page. Right there. Zoom in right there. Let's get it clear. Bring it up. I want you to start reading that. You got to go up. There you go. How does one
become a slave?
So you see the title is To Make a Slave, right? I'm still dealing with the title. You say, well, damn, this is going long, but it's edifying. At least I think so. To make a slave. Go ahead.
How does one become a slave?
How does one become a slave? Listen.
What is the process that turns a human being into a creature of self-hatred and self-doubt?
Wow. What is the process? You got to think of what mechanisms were used. What methods were used? Because a lot of times we don't even think on how things came to be. Like, for an example, I'll give you an example on how sleep we are as a people. Do you realize that, like, when you drive, like I drove, there's a Highway 74 in North Carolina. And I'm driving and I see something like Indian Trail Road and stuff like that. Y'all ever see signs like that? And you'll pass by these things and they have all kind of quote unquote Indian monuments and so forth. And you should think to yourself, why was it named that? And that's one. Number two, where are they? All I see is a monument, a road, a bridge with a name on it. But where are the people? And it never comes to your mind what methods were used to get those people off these very spots. What kind of genocidal methods were used to obliterate them to the point where you don't even quote unquote, see them anymore, the tribe of Gad and Reuben. But you dig what I'm saying? What methods were used? The people they're so dull in their spirit, they don't even ask those questions. They got churches sitting on top of blood and bones. Like Deacon Abiel showed yesterday, or Captain Azariah, he pointed out that there's a song that's called Try That in a Small Town. They did that in front of a courtroom, front of a courthouse that was known for lynching and selling black men with horses and mules. So when white folks look at it, they know what they're looking at. Us, we just look at it and pay it no attention because we are oblivious to the methods that was used to destroy us. Y'all all right? Read that again.
How does one become a slave?
Come on.
What is the process that turns a human being?
What is the process? You want to understand the process. What methods were used that turns a human being
into a creature?
Into a Negro. Turn him into a Negro. A Tyrone. They cloned Tyrone. Turned him into that. A damn Frankenstein on a table. They hooked all kind of wires up to his head, figuratively. And they shocked him. And he jumped off the table and ran into society with a gun and a crack pipe. Now they told us, we got to exterminate him. You made a monster out of him. Read that again. What is the process?
What is the process that turns a human being into a creature of self-hatred?
Into self-hatred. We were wired to hate our own selves. You got to be able to stand up inside that and break that spirit. We are afraid to do that. We'd rather come at each other and try to come up with all types of foolishness to get off what the real problem is. Your mind is messed up. Our minds is messed up. And we need to heal this. And it'll teach you how to use this. Remember that? Get the discipline first. When it's time for us to use the sword, we're going to be in the kingdom. Y'all all right? That's Psalms 149. He says, let the high praises of God be in their brain. That's what it says. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth. Because what comes out of your mouth is what's in your mind. You're going to have the Bible in your mind that day. Psalms 149 and 5. That's what I'm talking about. Deacon Malachi just went over it. And shout out to Deacon Malachi. Your class was on fire, brother. All praise to the Lord. So with that in your mind, you're going to know. Then what the Bible says, let the high praises of God be in their mind. And says in their mouth, which is out of the mouth, the mind speaks. And then it says, and a two-edged sword in their hands. So you're going to know what to do because your mind is going to be right. Our mind ain't right now. You don't need to touch nothing. The only thing you need to do is work on your head. Read.
What is the process that turns a human being into a creature of self-hatred and self-doubt?
And self-doubt, come on.
Someone fully controlled and in fearful awe of another.
Someone who is fully controlled and in fear.
Fearful awe
of another. We're so, that's that leaf that we were talking about earlier. The man just walks in the room, you've been on your lunch break, you and your brothers talking. Y'all might be talking scriptures, and then y'all ain't saying nothing crazy. You ain't talking about hanging nobody. You're just reading regular scriptures on how we need to keep God's laws. It could be something like that. What y'all talking about? Or he might just walk in and not even say anything. all of a sudden you're ducking, you're hiding, your voice drops. That's what you call fearful awe of somebody else. That's a trained, that's a method that was used to break us. Fear of standing up inside that self. The real you got to break away from the self that we were made to be. If y'all understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to go a little deeper in that when I go to Romans. Read on.
Slaveholders developed a system. It was called seasoning.
Seasoning. This is how they warped our minds. Seasoning. Go ahead.
It was the process under which strong men and women were broken.
It was the process under which what?
Strong men and women.
Strong men and women were broken. So we were strong, but they continued to work till they weakened us and put us in a psychological box where we are afraid to stand up within ourselves and rise up for righteousness. Read.
Stripped of their dignity.
Stripped of our dignity. Come on.
Tortured.
And tortured. This is what they did to us. These are some of the brutal ways that they did it. Come on.
Seasoning was a brutal system.
Come on.
A system that remade men.
That did what?
Remade men.
This is important to understand because I'm going to talk about repentance later on in the lesson to show you how important that word really is. Okay? Read that again.
Seasoning was a brutal system.
Go ahead.
A system that remade men.
It changed us.
In an image pleasing to their oppressor.
They made a Negro out of us because a Negro was something that they can use for their own optics. They can use the Negro for their own endeavors. Like we're his toys or something. Some controlled being. And you've been morphed into being that, but there's a real self, there's a real person inside that self that's angry about it. But you are afraid to break that shell to stand up and be you. Read.
It rewarded good behavior.
Quote unquote good behavior.
And punished bad behavior.
And punished bad behavior. This is right here is just another word for the Skinner box. Or operant conditioning. Okay, read on.
It turned captive men into things.
It turned captive men into things. Come on.
Their captors into beasts.
It turned us into beasts. Read.
The wise slave master never took seriously the belief that my people were natural born slaves.
Hold it. Do you know what that part means? He said the wise, not the dumb ones. The so-called wise, so-called white men that had us in slavery. They knew what kind of people they were dealing with. Read that statement again. The wise slave master never took seriously the belief that my people were natural born slaves. In other words, I know who these people really are. That's what the upper echelon of the quote unquote slave master, they knew that we were not dumb people. They knew that. They got it in the other records that we were all kind of great things. I had them in other books that I brought out before. Mathematicians and all types of stuff. We was in Ghana and on them West Coast. When they brought us over here, they brought all kinds of brothers and sisters that had all kinds of gifts. If we built the damn country, you can't be a dummy and build. They knew what they were doing, and their objective is to keep us in that servitude posture to keep their motor running. We are the fuel for this whole system. And I'm going to jump the gun and say something too, because I've got to get to it. The whole reason why what's going on with Netanyahu and that situation going on over there in Tehran and Iran, missiles flying backwards and forth. I got it in my lesson too. Flying backwards and forth, all that going crazy. The so-called, that whole Israeli manufactured nation was put over there in the midst of all of those Arabs to be a military outpost against the Arab world, and Israel became America's welfare state. That's the reason why they give them weapons, they give them this and that and the other, and the Arabs know that. And the Arabs don't like that. Ishmael don't like that. That's what that fighting is all about. That's on one line. They use Israel as a military outpost against the Arabs. And the other thing is so that they could promulgate this lie that said these are the Jews. Meanwhile, the real Jews are over here being fuel for the system. And they have to keep it that way. They could never allow us to wake up. That's their thought. They're not going to win, but that's their thought. We must not ever let them get up and find out who they truly are. That's the reason why there's so much propaganda against us, because we're here to do exactly that according to the word of God. Y'all all right? So I'm just mentioning those things. So when I get to it, your taste buds will already be wet by the time I get there. Y'all okay? Read on. There's more in here. A little bit more. Come on.
He knew that African men and women, fresh from the continent, had to be broken in, forced to.
If we were fresh from the continent, that means we had all of those gifts and them skills. I guess I'll show that next week, because I didn't put that in my lesson. The show, I had it like from multiple sources, showing you how smart and brilliant we were in our own colonies and so forth before they came and got us. Go ahead, read.
Forced to accept a subservient position.
Go ahead.
Slaves could never be trusted fully. Men wanted to be free. If slavery were to work,
men wanted to be free. That's the real us inside this self that we're made to endure in. And you wonder why crack is so prevalent. You wonder why drugs and alcohol are so prevalent. It's because there's a voice in us that's telling us that the way we live is not quite right. The way what we experience is not quite right. And we live in that turmoil. We live in that spiritual turmoil. And that conscience, that spirit is saying, you know you shouldn't be in this condition, but you are afraid to make moves to break out of that condition. So what do? In your fearfulness, you quiet the voice with alcohol. You quiet the voice with drugs. You quiet the voice with church. That's right, with church. Hallelujah, praise the Lord, jumping up and down. And still go home to hell. And talking about some, Lord, help me, Jesus. No different. So that's being trapped. That's why the drugs and all that, because we're trapped inside ourselves. And we take these stimulants, these alcoholic measures to quiet, to silence the conscious, to silence that voice that says, you know this is not right. And you want to drown that out with drugs. And the enemy gives it to you wholesale, on tap, every corner of the liquor store. Give them frolic. Give them music. Give them this. Give them fornication. Make laws that allow them to do every freaky thing that they can just to keep them out of serious business. I saw a video that reflected that, but I ain't going to play that right now. I saw y'all had it up on the show yesterday. Okay. So, read on.
If slavery were to work, if strong men and succeeding generations were to wear the yoke of bondage, their psychology would have to be altered.
That's the part that I want to get to right there. If slavery was to work, listen what they would have to do. They would have to modify our behavior. In order for us to accept a status of servitude and be comfortable inside yourselves being a boy, being undisciplined, not wanting to do anything righteous. You want to go somewhere and throw a brick. No. Read that again. In order what?
If slavery were to work.
And this is what they recognize. This is what they said. If slavery was to work, there's something that we must do as slave masters. Go ahead.
If strong men and succeeding generations were to wear the yoke of bondage.
If we want to get them to the point where they would wear the yoke of bondage in comfort. That's what it's talking about. Hold it. Give me the Bible. Deuteronomy 28, 47 and 48. Give me 48. Just go right to the point. 48.
Deuteronomy.
And we coming back to this thing here.
28, verse 48.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon
And he
thy
shall
neck.
put a yoke of bondage. That's what we just read out of the book.
Right.
And he shall put a yoke of bondage. Now, in the Bible, it was talking about a physical yoke that was on us. But notice what it said here. Hold it. Go back to the book for just a second. We're coming back to the Bible. If we were, what did it say?
If slavery were to work, if strong men and succeeding generations were to wear the yoke of bondage.
If we were to wear the spiritual yoke of bondage, that's what they're talking about. They're not just talking about the physical bondage here in the book. They're saying if we are going to live a lifestyle as a slave and wear the psychological yoke of bondage, we would have to change their psychology. We would have to alter their behavior. We would have to modify how they think, how they act, how they talk. We would have to do all that and completely change them inside and out and give them a new self to be. That's what it's saying here. Go back to the Bible.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So he had to put a physical yoke of iron on us, but we would resist that thing. We will not want to wear a physical yoke of iron, so we're going to be fighting. But it said, I'm not taking it off. I'm not going to take that yoke of iron off of you until you learn to love it. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
So when you are destroyed, I can take the physical one off because now you've replaced the physical one with the spiritual yoke, the yoke of bondage psychologically. That's what it's talking about. Y'all all right? Now go back to the book. Let's finish that statement. And if it says if they were to do what?
If slavery were to work, if strong men and succeeding generations were to wear the yoke of bondage, their psychology would have to be altered.
Our minds would have to be changed. So that's what's going on. And we are still that way to this day. We are still comfortable living up under layers of doubt, layers of fear, layers of I can't do, layers of sin, layers of evil. That's what comes in these doors, brothers and sisters. That's what comes in here. Our job is to fix that. And some people run from the medicine. Some people can't take it because they say that surgery hurts. Yes, surgery hurts. But there's a benefit to surgery because it gets rid of the cancer. But you don't want that. Read it. Did you finish that?
Just a little bit more.
Come on.
They would have to be made to believe that they were innately inferior and accept slavery as their natural condition.
Do you see that? That's a heavy deal. That's what's going on with our people. Quiet as it's kept. I ain't no slave. So how come you won't keep the commandments of God? How come you won't apply the commandments of God to solve the very problems that you and I are suffering from as a community? You won't think to do that because you are comfortable as a slave. Now, coming out of that, now give me Romans. Thank you, brothers. Romans chapter 7, verse 15. Romans chapter 7, verse 15.
Romans chapter 7 and verse.
You can start with 14 because it's making a point about the law of the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Versus the carnal of sin.
Yes, sir.
So that's the duality that's going on in man. So when we was talking early in the scriptures and we were saying about, and a man has to deny his own life also, that life that you are denying is the same life that Christ talked about. When he said, he that seeks to save his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find everlasting life. But the life that you lost is the life that the slave master gave you. It's the mentality that the slave master gave you. If you're looking to try to save that, then you will lose your life by not getting the kingdom. You'll be destroyed. If you're willing to sacrifice that and become a new creature, reborn again, then you will get everlasting life. That's what the scriptures is talking about. Read.
Romans 7 and 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I'm carnal, sold under sin.
Go ahead.
For that which I do,
For that, I'm going back to, like I said, there's psychology in the Bible.
right,
What we're reading here is the duality of man. There's a side of you that want to do right, but then there's a side of you that's plagued and tempted by Satan. And your spirit has to make a choice. Y'all understand that? Read.
for that which I do, I allow not.
For that what I want to do, I don't allow that to happen because I am tempted to deal with concupiscence, which is what Paul was dealing with. Read.
For what I would,
For what I would do, meaning keep the commandments in terms of that, meaning in my thoughts, because Paul wasn't sinning. I think I need to make that clear. He didn't do it. It was just, he was battling the thought in his mind. But some of us go all the way in it. I'm graduating it from what Paul is saying. I'm talking about how we actually deal. We actually pick up the foolishness and go and dabble with it. Paul wasn't doing that. I want to make that distinction. Y'all all right?
yes, sir.
Read that again.
For that which I do, I allow not.
I allow not. What in my thoughts are entertaining concupiscence, but I don't want to entertain that thing. I want to do what's right. But there's a battle. Go ahead.
For what I would,
For what I would do in righteousness in terms of my thinking and not reflecting on this evil,
that do I not.
that do I not. In other words, I'm tempted by this evil. Go ahead. So the I is what I'm talking about. The I is your spirit.
Right.
You trying to go right, but there's a temptation that's pulling the real you back into that shell. You're trying to stand up within yourself to stand up and do right, but the wickedness in that incubated shell that you were made into keeps pulling you back into the Negro. But you want to do right, but you're scared. Read that again.
For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate,
But the thing that I hate, the fact that I'm still operating as a Negro. That's not what Paul is saying, but I'm saying this to us. We still act like a Negro. Debauchery, fornication, evil, lying, stealing, murder. All of these damn things that we do. And we lie and hide. Not even truthful with how we operate. We relish in that thing. Read that again.
for that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not.
So read it again, slow it down so I can get it in there.
Yes, sir. For that which I do,
For that which I end up doing, I don't really want to do it. Go ahead.
I allow not.
My spirit don't want to do that. Go ahead.
For what I would,
For what I would do in terms of doing righteousness, the fruits of the spirit,
that do I not.
that do I not because I'm still tempted to be a Negro. Go ahead.
But what I hate,
But what I hate being a Negro, so give me that drugs. Because I'm tired of it. I hate being what I am. But I'm afraid to stand up within my own sick self. But I'm too scared and punk fried to actually do it. So let me drown out that voice. Give me that dope. Give me that alcohol. Give me that fornication and frolic. All that evil that we do to blind us from where we really should be. Oh, I'm all right. I'm good. I done knocked out 5 holes yesterday. I'm good. I'm a man. No, you ain't. I drank a fifth of liquor and I'm half drunk. Lost my job. Such and such. But I'm all right. No, you ain't all right. You're just doing all that because you're trying to cover up the fact that you're weak as hell and you need to stand up. Go ahead.
but what I hate, that do I.
But that, what I hate, I end up doing that. Come on.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good.
That's why we need the laws of God. That's the reason why we need the discipline. That's the reason why we need the dedication. That's the reason why we teach the commandments up in here. Y'all all right? That's the reason why we put you brothers and you sisters in these programs to get your minds right. And I know it's hard to wear that new coat of righteousness because you've been so loose and wild all your life. And it's uncomfortable. But if we want to rise up in righteousness, we got to repent and do that. So I just wanted to say those things. So that's what my thumbnail was about. How long did it take me to break that down? Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Now we're moving on. So all praise to the Most High. I'm glad we got past that. So now, our anxiety, the fear of standing up inside ourselves, I guess I would subtitle it saying, daring to stand up. We dare to stand up because we are afraid to be born again. We are afraid to step into the real revolution of a spirit that changes how we've been made and incubated into products of evil. You got to fight against that. Okay, I'm getting ready to put my first video clip up. Let me see. Go back up to the top. Let me make sure we get it. I want to make sure we get it. Okay. It should be video clip number 1. Okay. Now, what's the point that I'm making? Black men are afraid to stand up. Okay. Hit the button.
Hey, Shalom Israel. This is Elder Nathaniel from Israel United in Christ. Today is a 60-man camp. We waging war against the wicked church system and all evil. We about waking up our people.
Brothers, teach the people who they are. For you men to come back in your place, rule this earth like God made it for you to do.
We waging war against all iniquity. The yokes of iron on their neck. These are the paintings in the tombs of Ramses II. Today is the day to get the victory for the Most High. Believe it. Are afraid. Yes, are afraid to stand up.
This is the foolishness of our people.
Right there. That's the part that I wanted. You heard what Bishop said? Black men are afraid to stand up. That's what we were dealing with out there in Bill Street. Okay, the brothers had to really, because there was a whole sea of wickedness out there. Was that the end of it? Because I only gave you one clip so far, right? There's more to that. What did y'all play? That should be the end of it, right? Okay, play the rest of it.
What you have? We thought you were rules, statutes, and commandments.
This is the foolishness of our people.
We are here to wake up our people, tell our people what they need for repentance.
That should stop at like 2:44, right? Okay. That must be the wrong, huh? They like the video? Yeah, but I'm trying to stay with me now. The video, y'all can see the video. I got it lined up all the way. Well, I'm glad you like it. So all praise to the Most High. But the point that of me playing this one is you heard Bishop make the point and said black men are afraid to stand up. And then Deacon Laba came in later and was making the point. He said this is the foolishness of our people. The frolic and the foolishness and the wickedness that our people are so tied up, and they love to be that. Riotous. We like that thing. Debauchery, evil. And our people are lost like hell out there. Go ahead, play the rest of it, since you're already on it. But that was the part that I wanted. Go ahead. Did y'all go to is this the first video that I have where it says video 1? Okay, go ahead.
tribulation, there cometh. Read it again. I know thy works, and tribulation, there cometh. According to the Bible, they're not the Jews.
Is that
And the
it?
church
Huh? Wow. All right. Go ahead.
failed those people. Learn on your matching out. Come on. Does that make any sense? Come on, make you are the Israelites. Look, God is calling you, and you are the greatest thing God ever created. You know what I want, brother? Hey, you got the one. What you want? Lying children. What I know? Lying children. Lying children. That's right. The days of your happiness and your joy of dumb niggas around you is over.
So the days of us acting crazy and wild, those days are coming to an end. So, wow, that had a lot more than what I wanted to play, but that's all right. That's all right. So all praise to the Most High. Y'all appreciate that? Yes, that's some good stuff there, right, brothers? That was in 2013. That's when we had that. That was the Memphis Expo. Memphis Expo 2013. That's when the brothers went out there. 60 men. And we went to take on that sea of wickedness, because we are the men that's going to stand up. But as you heard Bishop say, black men, we're speaking to them now, but they are afraid to stand up. That's wild. But this is what we're dealing with. This is the fight that we have in front of us. Okay. Lakim, you're on. I got something that I want you to read. Now, I'm going to say this here. There's been times when I try to read what I write in terms of my own thoughts, okay? Thoughts on this subject. So I make notations, and then I try to read them off, and I've realized it doesn't sound right, because it's like I'm reading my own thoughts, and then I'm trying to break down my own thoughts. It's like, you understand what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Yes, so what I did was that I wrote it, and I gave it to Officer Eliakim, and he's going to read them, and then if I need to comment on them, then I will. Y'all all right? Somewhat of a new thing. You with me, Officer Joseph? He in the house. Okay, all praises. Let's try it out.
So where exactly did I get the idea for this topic and lesson for today? Where did I get the image shown in this thumbnail?
Pause it. I want to show that thumbnail that we just said, because I want to, this, again, you say, damn, he's on the thumbnail again. But I want y'all to look around the thumbnail and tell me what you see, because I'm making a point about an image that I centered the thumbnail around. Actually, I was conferring with Captain Zephaniah, and I said maybe I need to give him some more information so they can create the thumbnail the way it fits in order for me to teach the class that I want to teach it. So and it's in here, the image, but I'm gonna zoom in and show you what I'm talking about. Read on.
It was during my years in college in the 80s where I had an elective course dealing with sociology. One of my books.
This is me. This was, and I asked, because I have the textbook at home. So I said, let me find this book, because there were certain things that prompted me to talk about this. So when I thought about it, I remembered that it was in one of my books on sociology. So I went to and saw the image, and I said, let me send it to the brothers, and they could come up with this thing here, right? So read that again. It was during my years?
It was during my years in college in the 80s.
In the 80s. So a lot of y'all weren't even born in the 80s, right? No, come on.
Where I had an elective course dealing with sociology. Mm-hmm. One of my books was on human relations. Inside the book and chapter, I found an illustration of a figure that I centered my thumbnail around for today's lesson.
Go ahead.
This figure and image led me to apply that image to what I see and experience today. And it prompted me to ask the following.
Go ahead.
I question the fact that today we behave so strangely. It begs me to question, how did we come to this point? How is it that we have morphed into a behavior that we have basically ratified as normal behavior?
Can you dig that? We've normalized and ratified. That was, we ratified this. We accepted it, like we're going to let this be our dominant way of acting, our way of being. Damn, we've normalized mediocrity. Go ahead, is there more?
Yes, sir.
No, that was it. Now, go to the thumbnail. Let me just show you. I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you about the image. Zoom down on the right lower corner. Get that, get a little bit more of that head. Notice, no, you got to open it up some more because I want you to see. Go out again. Go up with the pointer. Right there. No. Right there. Now, come down where you can get the top and the side. Clip that whole corner. Right. Go all the way to the end. Right. Now, hold. Don't move it. Move it back up. Notice the black men are holding a mask in front of them. Our men are frightened, but we pretend that we got it. So we hold a mask up. I'm tough. I'm bad. I got this. I got that. But inside, we're scared. And it is until we deal with that scared man behind it, that's the real man that needs to come front, that come up. Y'all all right? So that was one of what I was looking into. When I looked at that, we have to stand up inside ourselves. This false exterior is not who we really are. We want to be that, but we're too scared to be that. That's why I read the scriptures earlier. Y'all all right? All right. Okay. So like I said, I question the fact that today we believe so strangely. We behave so strangely. It begs me to question how we come to this point. It is that we have morphed into a behavior that we have basically ratified as normal behavior. Okay, give me the Bible now. Jeremiah. This is our behavior today. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19.
Come on.
Thine own wickedness shall correct thee.
Go ahead.
And thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
Because of our disobedience, the Most High had to put a beating on us. Go ahead. Because we're his children. Read.
Know therefore and see that if is an evil thing and bitter.
Go ahead.
That thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord God of hosts.
And the fear of God is not within us. But who do we fear? We fear the white man. We fear Esau. We fear what he does. We fear him. Our fear is with Edom, and our behavior shows that because we dared to correct it. Did I give you that to read as well? Let me see the next piece. Eliakim. However, our fear is with Edom. Did I give you that?
Yes, sir.
Read that.
However, our fear is in Edom.
Our fear is in Edom. We don't fear the Lord like we just read in the scriptures. We fear Edom. Go ahead.
And our behavior shows that.
And our behavior shows that. Come on.
Because we dare to correct it.
We dare. We dare to correct it. We know we're wrong. We know that we're messed up. Listen to this. I'm walking down the street, see a brother. Hey, brother, what's going on? Hey, what's happening? You recognize that those are questions? Please tell me what's happening because I don't know what the hell's going on. Y'all understand that? We know something is wrong with this whole system. We know that something is wrong with our existence that we quote unquote live in. No, we're not living, we're existing. We're not living at all. We have not lived yet. We're starting to learn how to live through this Bible, but we're just existing. The Bible calls it dead. He said, behold, the dead Israelites. Revelation 11 says they will not suffer our dead bodies to be put in graves because as a Negro, we are out here. But we're dead in terms of the real us because it's buried up underneath an evil self-image that we promulgate. But the real us is inside buried. Y'all all right? So that's why we say, what's going on? Because we're all in spiritual hell. So if we're in spiritual hell, I'm looking for some drugs to get me high so I can suspend myself above the hell temporarily. I smoke the weed so that I can suspend myself from the hell. I drink alcohol and get my mind all messed up so that I can suspend myself above the hell that I'm in. That's why we do it. And the white man, Esau, he gives us all the dope. Sell it to the niggers. That's what they say. Hell, let them lose their soul. That was in The Godfather.
Yes, sir.
Because they know that we are people that's low, that's suffering spiritually. Where am I at? Read on.
We're afraid to show discipline and true manhood.
We are afraid to show discipline and true manhood. We are afraid. So many reasons why we are afraid. But we are admired. Understand what I'm saying? When we go through the communities and people see us moving in that formation, show them images. Get them images up there real quick. When people see this, I want you to understand what's going on in our people's minds. Show that. When the brothers and sisters see that, in their mind, they're like, wow, I wish I could do that, but I'm too damn scared. But they know, they admire that. Y'all all right? We want to be able to do that, but we are afraid because we know that a backlash is going to come. My family going to say I'm in a cult. So-and-so going to say what is some of the stuff they say about us? You're a hate group. You're an extremist. All of this garbage to prevent you from being a man. You know how much crime we stop? You know how much sin we stop? You know how many missing persons are found? You know how many teenage pregnancies we stopped? You know how many arms have been saved from a damn drug needle? You know how many livers have been spared from the damn alcohol poisoning? Oh, what the hell? I guess that was my symbol to calm down. Y'all all right? No, that was, I think I hit my key ring. What was I saying? Yes. So our people are afraid to stand up because in doing righteousness, you're going to get a backlash from Satan. And Satan don't want us to stand up. So we'd rather follow Satan rather than follow that righteous spirit that's saying, you know what, you belong in this. So when we walk by and see our brothers and sisters on the sidelines, internally, they say, we love that. And I want my sons to be a part of that. And I want my daughters to marry men like these brothers. That's what they're saying. But they know that if they do that, they know that they're going to come, there's war is coming for them. You mean to tell me you joined them? Didn't you read what they said about in the papers? Did you read about this? Did you see that? Did you see the dirt sheets on such and such? Did you look at the propaganda? And then you say, and you cow down. And you go right back to sin. And then they say, welcome back. Come on back to the vomit. You be good right here. Don't follow them. I just want y'all to see these things. That's right. Let them images roll. Where am I at? Read on.
We don't want to be called and labeled a hate group or extremist.
That's the fight. We know that this is where our brothers and sisters belong. And I'm going to tell you something too. We, the bishops, the deacons, we understand. That's right. Show them images. We understand the importance of looking good. We understand of not being a bum. Not being a damn slouch. All crazy looking. We're supposed to be good looking brothers. Good looking sisters. Beautiful. That's the imagery that our people need to see. To go up against that wasp nest of sin that's within our people. Telling us to love this daggone wicked, debauchery, messed up system. And has got our brothers all jacked up. Got our sisters all jacked up. No, you want to be a part of this? The hell with what they say about me. Read.
We don't want to be called and labeled a hate group or extremist. But these same weakened men of ours will sit by and allow Benjamin Netanyahu.
Hold it. These same wicked, low-bellied, scared, leaf on the vine, chicken foot. Won't open their big black gums to say nothing about what Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, is doing. The hell with him and the hell with the Arabs. But if they want to talk about hate groups and all of that, you can't get no more atrocious in absolute murder than what's going on right now. What did it say?
But these same weakened men of ours will sit by and allow Benjamin Netanyahu to incite terrorism.
To incite terrorism?
And bomb hospitals.
How many times have y'all turned on the news and saw where they bombed hospitals up? What the kids ain't got no damn weapon. Bombed hospitals. And kept bombing them. And kept bombing them. Go ahead.
On television.
On TV. You got to see it. But yet, billions of dollars go over there. And not a black man said nothing. No black preacher. When I said a black man, I'm talking about that old Kentucky Fried Chicken sliding down the chitlins preacher. Hog maws running down the jaws. How they say it? Hog maws and all that. Huh? They ain't said nothing. And it's on TV. And the man said, we're going to keep bombing them until we are satisfied. That's what they said. Hit the clip. Now, y'all showing the images good. I'm glad y'all showing them things. I saw them up here, right? Y'all had them on the set. Yeah, I see them. Now, here we go. Here's the prime minister of Israel, Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. It's blasphemy to even call him those names. Netanyahu is Nathaniel. That's what that name means. Benjamin Nathaniel. That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what it is. Hit the button. Start from the beginning. And we're going to play some of this, then I'm going to move it in. We're getting ready to get excited now. Y'all all right? We're going to play some of this, and then we're going to get it all in. Okay?
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue.
So wait a minute, hold it. To push back so that, quote unquote, Israel, meaning Amalek, so they could sustain their, quote unquote, very survival. Y'all all right? This is what I was talking about earlier. Okay? That whole situation over there is to make sure that America, because America's running this whole system. But when I said running this whole system, it is Amalek that runs America, so you can understand. Don't think it's different. They just grabbed a section of them and made a welfare state over there in the quote-unquote Middle East, because ain't no such thing as that. All that was Africa. That's a damn shame. This just to show you how far they've gone to make sure that we never learn that we're the Israelites. They took a section of Africa. The land of Canaan is Africans. That's Palestine. That's the land that you call Israel. How the hell did they call that the Middle East? Where the hell is the Middle West at? They just made something up and basically drugged everybody with a stupid needle in their head to make them accept a term that doesn't even exist. Middle East. So they manufactured a section of them and put them over there. This is not hate talk. This is not quote-unquote anti-Semitism. What the hell is that? This is facts. And put them over there and de facto created a government and said everybody is to worship, everybody is to look up to, serve, what'd you say? Accept that these people are the Jews, and lied on the scriptures talking about these are the Jews that came back to the homeland, Ezekiel 38 and all that. No, that ain't them. The real Jews are still in captivity. They're in America. They're in the islands of America being called Negroes, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Native American Indians. That's who the real Jews are, and they know that. So by them doing that, there was a map that I wanted to show. I forgot to clip that. There was a map Could we get a map of Israel? Because I actually had a good one, and I meant to get it. I want you to see the size of Israel, and that's what I meant to do. Look at the size of, no, I need that to show that whole area with the Arabs around them and all that. I'm showing you what they did. Yes, something like that. All of them, can you zoom in on that a little bit? You see Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Zoom in, zoom. That's all pixelated. Okay, let's see. Okay. See that area called Iraq? See all them areas? All of those are Arab people. You see Iran, Iraq, Syria, all of these areas. Arabs is all over that. Saudi Arabia, that's all quote-unquote Arabs. Y'all all right? So America said we needed a military. Look at Israel in compared to all of that. What they call you see that, right? That little small part in the middle of all those quote-unquote Arabs. Y'all all right? So they had to give them all kinds of weapons to keep those Arabs off their behind. Why are the Arabs so mad at them? Because they say, you bastards don't belong over here. That's what they're saying. They said, how did the Jews leave black and come back white? So they've been fighting ever since. Y'all understand that? And even the Arabs, a lot of those are Greek babies anyway. So let's get some understanding on that. Because the real quote-unquote Palestinians are Philistines, Africans, real black ones, so you can understand. But still, they know that this thing that they carved out and put over there was a manufactured military outpost against all of them Arabs, and that's the reason why they fight like they're fighting over there. That's on one level. The other level is that we have to continue to promulgate this lie so that the world will not realize who the real Jews are. And that's the reason why there's so much controversy when IUIC just teach the Bible. And you got France that joined in on it. Do y'all understand the war that we're in? I can't hear you. We're bringing out the Bible prophecies that nobody can't gainsay, because I'm not dealing in foolishness. When we bring this information out, the world is in trouble. So they said we just got to find ways. Make up something, damn it. Make up some rules. Make up some laws. Stop them. Create something. Frame some mischief. Say something. Lie on them. Send some spies in. What you got? Yeah. Yeah, that's a better, look at that. Look. Look at that. Look at that. All that Arab business. So they had to put that over there and said that we're going to make these people the Jews. And we got to give them weapons so that they can continue to hold that lie up. That's facts. That ain't got nothing to do with no anti-Semitism and all that BS. Y'all all right? All right. I done got a little hot. A little bit. All right. So that's what that's about. And all of that is to make sure that you blacks and Hispanics, that you will never come to the fact that you're the real Jews. In other words, we want you to stay buried inside the Negro self that we made you to be in, and don't you dare come out. Afraid to stand up within ourselves. Y'all all right? All right, all right. Go back to the video. What time is it? Okay.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat.
Hold it. For as many days as it takes to remove this threat. So you understand what they're talking about. The threat ain't got nothing to really do with the Arabs. The threat is that if they are no longer being able to promulgate that they're the Jews, the question is, well, where are the real Jews at? And Lord have mercy, we are in trouble because we've enslaved God's people, and the Lord is coming to tear our asses up. That's what the real fear is. That's why it says, and great fear fell. That's why it says that. Give me that in Revelation real quick. Now you're going to understand why it's saying what it's saying there in the Bible. Revelation 11 and 11.
Revelation 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them.
The Spirit of life that's going to enter into our people is us teaching the Bible. to our brothers and sisters to really wake them up, to cause them to come out of that Negro shell. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their
And they
feet.
stood up. And they stood up. And they stood up within themselves and stood up like men. Understand what it's talking about. It ain't talking about like we've been sitting down. We've been standing up, but we ain't been standing up spiritually. You see black men walking and standing every day. That ain't what it's talking about. It's talking about standing up and being what God really made you. That's what it's talking about. Who shall rise up for me and be what I created you to be? That's what God is talking about. When the spirit of life from God enter into our brothers, that's what they're going to see. Then the world going to know, look, damn, that's the real Jews there. And that's when all hell going to break loose. That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
Read.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And what?
Great fear fell upon them.
And great fear fell upon them which saw the real Jews.
Damn.
Great fear. Great fear. Not regular fear. When God put the word great fear in the Bible, he really means great fear. Great fear fell upon them that saw us. Go ahead.
And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Go ahead.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
So what's going to happen once the world knows that this is the real Jews, the real Israelites? Christ is coming to kick pure ass.
That's right.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Read that again.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
When the Lord said, come up hither, that's when the nation's getting ready to catch hell. So where are we at now? You waking up, the very next stop on this train is Ass Kick Station.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Stand clear of the closing doors.
Please.
Read.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven.
And we ascended up in them chariots. Psalms 91. You ain't got to read it yet. Come on.
And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud. And their enemies.
That's them chariots. They can't do a damn thing with them chariots in the Most High, but die. That's the only thing they could do. Read.
And their enemies beheld them.
And our enemies have been lying. They're going to behold us for a small moment. Because after that, their eyes are going to melt in their sockets. Their tongue is going to cleave. Their tongue is going to melt in their mouth. And their bones, their skeletons shall hit the ground because of that extreme heat from that missile. All that's going to happen at the same time. And we're going to be looking and watching them burn up. He said, only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked.
That's right.
We're going to watch them dying, thousands of them, all at once. Woof. We're going to see that. That's the confidence that causes you to come up out of that punk fried chicken skin. When you know that this is your future. Where we at? Read.
And the same hour.
And in the same hour, go ahead.
Was there a great earthquake?
Meaning bombs, 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 bombs. From God. That he going to cause the enemies to send over here. We're committing, what they say, you're committing a crime because you're reading the Bible? No. That's what God's word is. To make you tremble, damn it. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? They don't want this trumpet blown. Read.
In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
Because on this beast's head had 10 horns. That's America. Go ahead.
And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000.
Meaning completion. That's why it's saying 7 here. meaning a complete week of dead bodies. So you can understand, to make it simple. Completion, thousands of them all at once. Thousands, read.
And the remnant were affrighted.
And when we see that, we're going to be frightened. Because we're going to be like, wow, the Lord really delivered us with a mighty hand. Give me Psalms 91, verse 5. Saying the same thing. A lot of people in the pastor church memorized Psalms 91, didn't know what the hell they was reading.
Psalms 91, verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
The arrow is the missile coming from God's armory. Go ahead.
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
We're not supposed to be afraid of any of this because we've trusted the Lord. He's our refuge. We dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, and we abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So by us having that confidence, why should we walk with our heads down? Stand up. Read that again. Just that last line.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
So when this destruction come, that's bombs, 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 bombs. Go ahead.
1,000 shall fall at thy side.
That's what we was reading in Revelation. When that earthquake hit, bombs going to cause that earthquake. Go ahead.
And 10,000 at thy right hand.
And 10,000 people going to die. All your enemies that behold you, they all going to die at once. Go ahead.
But
the destruction,
it shall not come nigh thee.
but the destruction shall not come near us. Why? Read on.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Because you're going to be in those chariots looking down, watching your enemies die. That's what that's talking about. Only with your eyes, because you're going to look down and see them dying. But you're not going to be in the fire. You're going to be getting delivered up.
That's right.
Ain't that beautiful?
Yes, sir.
That's what the Lord got lined up for us when we return and do what he said. So we don't need to be afraid to take on this posture, because God, that's what God's gift is to us, for us returning to him. He ain't begging us. He said, I put my son on the cross for you. Those of you that accept it, I'll give you everlasting life. Those of you that don't, I'll make sure that you burn with your enemies. I just want you to understand that. Go back to the video. Talking about something as long
For
as it
decades.
takes. Go ahead.
The tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before. Steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not
So
stopped,
wait a minute now. He's making a point that all of the Arabs around him are taking steps to build weapons. You got weapons? I guess you need them because you're on an imperialist empire that's in the midst of all them Arabs. Go ahead.
Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago,
To the lie, hold it. To Israel's very survival, no. Meaning to the survival of the lie. That's what he's really saying. Go ahead. Hit it.
people were the victims of a Holocaust
Back it up a little
perpetrated.
bit. I want to get them words. I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to move to my spot. Go ahead, right there. Hit me.
It could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today,
Pause it. What Holocaust was worse than what I showed you in the beginning of this class? You see what I'm talking about? They have to promulgate that lie, and they're worried about the Arabs getting missile weapons and all that. Go back to that image that y'all showed me with little Israel in the midst of all them Arabs. That map that you showed me, that last one. Put that back up there. They're worried about all the Arabs getting weapons. They're going to get them weapons. Look at the blue, and then look at everything else. Yeah, they're going to get it. Huh? It's going to go down. And it ain't going to stop either. Bible says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. They thought that things were going to be all smooth. Then all of a sudden, boom, this thing happened. It's going to keep happening that way because God is angry. Y'all all right? Come back to the video.
Perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel...
We're being annihilated. Where's the outcry for us? We got self-annihilation. We're so messed up, we annihilate each other. Up underneath the Negro Project. Up underneath the Tyrone Project. Let's clone Tyrone Project. Play on.
Backs those words with action.
So he said, listen, we ain't talking no more. We're going to back what we talking about with action and send bombs over there in Tehran, Iran. That's what they're saying. Go ahead.
Heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program.
Did y'all show those pictures now? Because they're saying that we struck the heart of where they make the weapons at. That's BS. They'll tell you that. We showed them images already. There they go. Look at this here. Does that look like a nuclear facility to you? Play on. Let's just let them clips roll while he's talking.
We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working...
You can't do it?
...on the Iranian bomb.
They got to pause.
We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
So they say they went after their ballistic missiles. I want to see the images as we're doing this. Just show a series of the images. We'll come back to the video. Let's do it that way. They up? Okay. All right. I see. All right. So can we read? Could you see what it say on the bottom?
Yes, sir. A building stands damaged in the aftermath of Israeli strikes in Tehran, Iran, June 13, 2025.
That was what, yesterday? Go ahead.
Majid Asgharipour.
Yeah. Next slide.
A building stands damaged in the aftermath. It's the same thing. Smoke rises as a building stands damaged in the aftermath of Israeli strikes in Tehran, Iran, June 13th, 2025.
All of this for the purpose of keeping that lie going. Destroyed hospitals. Thousands and thousands of people were being killed. Go ahead.
People gather in the street in the aftermath of Israeli strikes in Tehran, Iran, June 13th, 2025. Majid Asgharipour, Wana, West Asia. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, Commander-in-Chief Major General Hossein Salami attends a ceremony to mark the third anniversary of the killing of the senior Iranian military commander, General Qassem Soleimani.
So they killed him. They killed him. Now you listen to me. You think they killed him inside a nuclear building? No, they did some espionage, some covert operations, and found out where he was at and went and killed him and assassinated him and said that, oh, he was part of the building, in the building or whatever, when they bombed the building. These guys are professional liars. Go ahead.
Soleimani, okay. In a U.S. attack in Tehran. People gather in the street in the aftermath of Israeli strikes in Tehran, Iran, June 13th, 2025.
Bring it out. No. Go back. Read that. Did you read that one already?
People gather in the street
Oh, you read that
near
one.
an emergency vehicle in the aftermath of Israeli strikes in Tehran, Iran, June 13, 2025.
Okay, so you see that fake state of Israel is causing havoc over there among the Arabs. So just keep that in mind, because we got some clips that's going to show you that didn't go down too well with the Arabs. Y'all all right? Now, go back to the video. They said that they struck at the heart of the ballistic missile program that Iran was building. Hit me.
Fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives and threatens the lives of hundreds of people. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000 of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey.
This is what I want to get to right here. Stop right there. Did you hear what he just said? He said, imagine having the state of New Jersey hit with 10,000 pounds. That's what it said, right? 10,000 pounds. I didn't see the tons of dynamite. Dynamite. He said, imagine the devastation that would cause. So he said that's the reason why they, quote unquote, retaliated, as they would say. Play on.
This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped.
No.
Iran is now
Stop. So I wanted to get to the part where it said about the size of New Jersey. Now give me the other clips. Because he said, imagine what it's like to have 10,000 tons of TNT dropped on a place the size of New Jersey. And you hearing him talk about how much they're not going to deal with that. We are so damn weak, we won't even organize among ourselves. The only thing we want to do is throw a brick. Show me the pictures that y'all was getting ready to hit. Right there. Put it up there. There it is. What did that say?
Oklahoma Historical Tulsa Race Massacre. The encyclopedia.
So this was Tulsa's 1921. Y'all can find me more images about what they did. They had fires blowing up the churches and all that. But give me the rest of them. Read this here. A photographer surveying the damage. This, no outcry. Even the survivors pretty much dying and never got restitution. Woman 100 years old, they still didn't pay her no kind of restitution at all. And she was one of the original survivors that saw when they dropped the bombs. Go ahead.
Little Africa on fire. Tulsa race riot.
Look at that. That's right. Show them images. Come on. Put it back there. What did it say? No. Go back to that thing that you just saw, Little Africa. That was good that y'all had up there. I saw it up there. Because that wasn't what I put up there, but it was good. Y'all done lost it? Put it up there. Shoot. What did it say?
Little Africa on fire. Tulsa race riot.
So that was the result of a bomb being dropped on black people in the United States of America. Where's the outcry for this? What's the next one? Y'all had another one. Right there. Look at that. This is a brother. That's a son, a boy, who had to find his sister in the rubble and her head is missing. So could you imagine the trauma of him being a survivor of having his whole family and his community destroyed? He has to go look up on a pile of broken wood to find his sister. How would you identify her when you can't even see her face? That means you have to, in your mind, you have to be like, well, was she wearing this? Was she wearing that? You got to debate that in your mind so that you can make some kind of identification. All that trauma with a headless body. Then you finally recognize, because maybe she had some kind of something on that, you know what, this is my sister. After all that painful backwards and forwards trying to decide if this is my sister or not. Then when you find out that it is her, you carry her body out headless. But nobody wants to stand up and talk about this. Go back to the other pictures. What did it say?
A photographer surveying the damage.
Surveying the damage of bombs being dropped on us. So what the hell is this dude talking about? Next slide. Look at this. Victims
of the destruction, destruction living in tents.
living in tents. Do you recognize how much we lost? We had a whole thriving community. Now we've been reduced to a tent. No restitution at all. What's the next slide?
Victims combing the ruins for their possessions.
They're looking for whatever little bit of stuff that they had left, combing through the rubbish. This is what we went through. And this is what we continue to go through. This is what we continue to go through. Lord have mercy. Hey, going back to the net, that's it on that? Okay, you can show that. These sisters were bombed in a church, Montgomery, Alabama. Their lives were taken. Look at this. So you don't need to tell me about bombings over there. We got bombed out here. Just things for us to remember. Things for us to remember. Now, come back to the video and move up to about 5:50 and the time, 5:50. We're going to play from there. Right there, that's good, that's good. Listen up now.
Resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history.
So he's talking about World War II, because after World War II, that's when they set up that fake state of Israel. Okay, go ahead.
It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people.
Lord have mercy.
After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us.
Hold it. Here we go. Y'all all right? Go ahead.
Someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like
So wait a minute. Whoa. The damn bastards in France. Back that up again to show you the evil of the damn white man. But he's the devil, so I expect him to be evil. But it said, what did they say the Bible said? No. I ain't worrying about the scripture. I want his lips to bring that out. I want to say something. Let's get them words. Go ahead. Is that it? Hit it.
Stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first.
Stop. They said that the Bible teaches that. And you don't see France going after him. We didn't say anything of the kind.
Right.
We just talking about being spiritually ready for the spiritual battle and not committing sin. And they said that's warlike rhetoric. Therefore, we have to shut you down. But meanwhile, this bastard get to say what he said here, and nobody opens up their anus lips to say any damn thing.
Damn.
Talking out their ass. And nobody says nothing. Not a black preacher opened his black gums and said a damn thing. Nothing. Talking about some damn debate. The hell with you. Here you got this clown running after Bishop, talking about something he want to smoke. Ron dumbass. He running after Bishop, talking about some debate. Meanwhile, when Kyrie Irving tried to stand up for his own and promoted the nigga's book and movie, I shouldn't call him that. GGA.
GGA.
The so-called Jews came after Kyrie, sent him to all kind of desensitized BS. In other words, sent him through a curriculum of kiss Whitey's ass. And Ron didn't say a damn thing. And the man was promoting your book. And you didn't want none of that smoke at all. You let Kyrie burn. We went out there and offered more support for him and your damn book. And here your simple ass gonna go up there and try to embarrass the bishop. And you ain't did a damn thing for your brother that tried to promote your book. Tell me something you want the smoke. Well, you go get the smoke from him. Your ass ran like a coward. Shoot, don't make no damn sense. That's why I say I don't want to hear nothing from none of these niggas. Nothing. The hell with you. Where we at? Where we at? Play on.
This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction.
Do we have people seeking our destruction? Why is it that we can't even organize? We ain't tell nobody to pick up a weapon, no guns, no nothing. Only thing we said we need to do is organize among ourselves so that the Lord can bless us. And they said, that's warlike rhetoric. But meanwhile, this man ain't talking rhetoric at all. They're destroying hospitals and every damn thing else at will. And then they say, not only am I going to blow up the hospitals with the kids in them, I want America to put it on television and you better not say nothing. Play it. That's how they do. I hope that, like I said before, I hope the Lord destroy our enemies with swift, agonizing death. Give the Lord a hand. Ain't nothing wrong with that thing. Play on.
And by defending ourselves, we defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you.
No, I missed something. Hold it. There was something that I wanted. Back it up. Go back to that time frame. He used the word Moses. I want that part. Huh? Go back before the time. Go back some more. Let me see the words. Slide back. I need that. Start right there. Let's see something.
Weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this basic requirement of peaceful nations.
He mentions a part when he said 3,000 years. He said 3,000 years ago. You saw it? Okay, let's find that. I need that part. I'm going to end it with that. No, it was because we played all of that already. Huh? Come on. Where's it at? Okay. I don't see it on my screen. Right, over 3, right. Let's see what it says here. Go ahead.
2,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of
That's the
Israel.
part that I wanted right there. Hold on, how much time I got left? About a little bit of time, right? Okay, all right. Oh, so this bastard that dwells in Ashdod, he said 3,000 years ago, play that part.
Defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve.
So he said Moses gave the people of Israel a message that have steeled their resolve. That
Ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous.
Stop. He says, be strong and courageous, he said. You can say all that's true. But then the next part, it says, today, our strong and courageous. I have a problem with that because you're not the people of Moses. That's where he fell off at. He fell off since he got up there, but anyway. But you get what I'm saying. The people of Moses has nothing to do with these people here. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Let's see what I got next up on the board. Hold it. Let me get it. Because these people saying they're the Jews, right? Hold it now. Hold it. I'm going to end it with this here. Wait. I'm looking. Hold right there. Give me the icon. The icon. Here's a book. This book is very expensive. I looked it up just a little while ago. I'm going to show you the price in a little bit. But we've had this book. I had this book for many years. Very prestigious book. A lot of the world leaders have this book in their offices. Okay, let's go inside the book. It says, by the way, what it say there? The icon.
The Byzantine tradition in Europe, Russia, and the Near East through 7 major epochs.
Through 7 major epochs. These are talking about the icons, meaning paintings of famous religious figures that's painted throughout all of Europe, all throughout Europe. France, Germany, Russia, Spain, all of them areas, they got black pictures of the apostles, black pictures of the Israelites, the Jews, God, Christ, everything. And we got plenty of them books. And they hate the fact that we're bringing this information out. So they got to come up with a law that says against the law to show that. They got to come up with something. And you believe me, the devil will do it. Okay, give me the next slide. Hold it. What did this bastard say? He said, and Moses told us. Well, let's see what Russia has in their secret treasures concerning what Moses looked like and who put it up there. Zoom in on the words. What did it say? Come on.
Above. Virgin enthroned with child and prophets. Detail prophet Moses.
Detail prophet Moses. Now, we're going to read a little bit about this book, by the way. Now, let's zoom up and let's get Moses. Did this bastard say that he's related to? Can you zoom in with the burning bush? Look, that's right. Get it all close. Let him get an eyeball full of that. Look at that thing. Look at it. Look at that. In the Bible, it said an Egyptian saved us from the Amalekites. Y'all remember that in the history? So you're looking at Moses. On the other side is King David, but I'm just dealing with Moses right now. That's Moses. Painted. What? Go back to the writing. When did it say it was?
Above.
They usually tell the date when it was put, because this is during the 7th. Well, I got the proof where the dates come from. All right, come out of this. Give me the next page. I ain't done with them yet. That's what I want to zoom in on. Read from the top.
Iconoclasm.
Iconoclasm is the period right during the time of the Renaissance when they were destroying black images that was all throughout Europe, showing our forefathers as black people, the Israelites. That's what they're talking about here, and we're going to read that out of this book. Go ahead.
Venetian looting in 1204 and the sack by the Turks in 1453 are the main reasons.
The Ottoman Turks, these are Edomites that came and sacked Constantinople. Go ahead.
Are the main reasons why only very few icons have survived in Constantinople proper.
This is so, it says iconoclasm and Venetian looting in 1204 and the sack by the Ottoman Turks in 1453. This is the Renaissance era. That's what brought on the Renaissance. And it said, are the main reasons why only few icons have survived in Constantinople in proper shape. Go ahead.
It may seem daring, therefore, to write an entire chapter on the icons of the capital. Yet the situation is not quite so hopeless as might appear at first
Meaning we
glance.
found some that was not destroyed. That was not destroyed in looting. That's what we was reading earlier. Go ahead.
Icons existed not only as panel paintings, but also as frescoes and wall mosaics.
Listen up.
Some of which have emerged from layers of whitewash.
Some have emerged from what?
Layers of whitewash.
The layers of whitewash was to prevent the real Jews to keep us in ignorance to who we truly are. That's the reason why they were whitewashing this, because at that same time we were being put in slavery. You really got to start the history up. There's a lot of people were going into captivity at that point, not the 1600s. That was later. Captivity was happening with us because that's when they came and took us out of Spain and sent us to in Portugal and Saint Tomé. The books that Bishop be bringing out. When you go back and check out the Moors, when we was ruling over there, all them blackheads, all of that, in the close to the 1500s, that's when they were taking over those areas. And that's why they got those images up there of us ruling all over the place. So they were taking us out then. That's when they went to Puerto Rico and everything else. All that was done with Columbus and the cohorted demons. All that was going on around the same time. And then later they came and got a good of us off the coast of Africa. But they've been doing this in the 1400s. It started then. Okay, read that again. It says some of which have emerged from layers of whitewash. Some of which have emerged from layers of whitewash. Some brother says somebody should mail this book to him. He probably got the book. A lot of these people got the book. But he ain't going to show it to nobody. These bastards know that they're not the Jews. They know that. Go ahead. It says layers of whitewash. Go ahead.
To give an undiluted...
Some of these images have emerged from layers of whitewash. The daubing, iconoclasm, the destroying of the imagery. That's what they were doing. So that's what they were doing to Moses. But the ones that you saw of Moses were some of the ones that they didn't get to yet. And then they put it in his book and figured that Negroes will never find it. Negro wouldn't spend $20 on a book to read this, to find out about this. He'll buy some crack, though. He'll buy some weed. He'll buy a fifth of liquor. But he won't buy a book to learn something. Some of which have emerged from layers of whitewash
to give an undiluted impression of the highest achievements of Constantinopolitan art.
So do you get that? So that's the reason where these images came from. I ain't done with them yet. Let's kill them some more. Come out. What do we got? Show me the price of the book. Look at that. $269. Huh? How many people you think will spend damn near $300 for this book? And this book is loaded with imagery. Loaded with it. That was just one picture. Huh? Yeah, it's going up tonight. Brother says going up tonight. You're right about that. And I figure a Negro would try to start looking for it. Damn. Give me my next. Let's see what I got next. Now, hold it. I ain't done yet. Give me my next clip. Hold it now. My next clip. Hold it, because I'm skipping through things. Let's see. I done jumped out. I done jumped away from some things now. But I'm going to do it because I'm going to close it up. Give me my book. Give me my book. You know what? Let me do it in order. Before I put that up there, give me the video. This is the 10 Commandments, Charlton Heston. The one that I always talk about. Y'all all right? White folks playing the Egyptians. Hit it. Now, you know I'm going to have to be moving through this because they're going to try to mess with me for playing this. I already know how they are. Go ahead.
Of the Pharaoh's sister, beloved of the Nile God, commander of the
Now, wait a minute now. That's supposed to be Moses. We just saw Moses in the icon. Y'all all right? But they put him up there. But, it gets better. They actually filmed this in Cairo, Egypt, where they got the real images of what the people look like on the very same walls. Black. Hit the button. We got Ramses and Seti sitting up at the this is an eyesore, brothers. I'm telling you, this is horrible.
It's an abomination.
This is an abomination. This is an abomination. The only thing that's good about it is they got the people dressed right. That's what I do like. But outside of that, this is an abomination as to who they put in there. Go ahead, hit the button.
Welcome home. The blessings of the God
Moses, let the button ride. Come on, let it ride.
Allah be upon you, great prince. He has brought down the pride of Ethiopia. Yes, it is.
Yeah, hold it, stop. That's supposed to be who? Seti? Seti, and that's supposed to be Nefertiti. Don't look at me strange. That's supposed to be Nefertiti. They got little earrings that the girls be wearing. I don't see it too much down here, but in New York, they used to wear that a lot. The girls, the Nefertiti earrings and all that. This white woman sitting up there talking about some she Nefertiti. And I got images of Nefertiti black as coal. Hit the button. Keep it playing. But it shows you how far they will go to keep a lie going.
Is exalted in the heavens. Welcome to my sister's son. We have heard how you took Ibis from the Nile to destroy
Keep it playing, man.
the venomous serpents used against you when you laid siege to the city of Saba.
May my arms stay strong in your service, great city.
And the Sabians, the city of Saba, the Sabians, black people again. Well, I'll tell you, this is really horrible. Slide it up to the point where he says, great one, I want you to move it on up. I want to see what's happening. I need to see what's happening. Let me see what's happening. Okay, hold, back it up. Back it up some more, back it up. A little bit more. Right, a little bit more. He's saying it right there. Hit me.
Great one, I bring you Ethiopia.
Now, stop. Ethiopians and the Egyptians are blood brothers. Can I get a witness? Give me the Bible dictionary, brothers. Give me the Bible dictionary. Give me the Bible dictionary. Go to right there. You got it on the screen here. This is about Ham. You show that? Read.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
So we talking about Ham, which was Ham, Shem, and Japheth. They were all black. All 3 of them. And Esau does not come out of Japheth, you dumbass. Esau is the white man, and he's Esau, period. Ain't got nothing to do with Japheth. Japheth they're all black people. Go ahead. I ain't getting into messing with that Negro.
He became the progenitor.
About to divert me off my lesson. Read that again. It said what? He was the what?
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Ham became the father of the dark races. Listen.
Not the Negroes.
But Ham was not the father of the people that you call Negroes. How in the world could the scholars even say that if they did not know where the Negro came from? They know who they got in captivity. That's the point. For them to even say that, for them to say that Ham was not the so-called Negro's father, they have to know who is your father. They know we're Shemitic. They know that we're the Jews. They know that. They know who they got in captivity. Read.
But the Egyptians.
But Ham was the father of the Egyptians, a black man. Go ahead.
Ethiopians.
He's the father of the Ethiopians. What do you notice? That they're both blood brothers. They both come out of Ham. Go ahead.
Libyans.
The Libyans. Go ahead.
And Canaanites.
And Canaanites, the land of Canaan. That's all black people. They all come out of Ham. How in the world could they put a movie together and take the Egyptians and make them white when Canaan, when the Ethiopians and the Egyptians are blood brothers? They could do that because black folks and most people don't study. Go back to the movie. I bring you Ethiopia. No, you done lost the spot now. Well, I already said it. Give me my next book. I'm running out. Get my next book. We already got that part. I got to come back to this video for something else later. But that's next week because the time is running out. Show me the next book, that one right there. I ain't done with who the Jews, what they really look like. And what's the name of this book?
Picture History of Jewish Civilization.
So-called rabbis wrote this. Jewish civilization, ain't a Negro fingertips have been nowhere in this book at all to write anything. This is all so-called Jews. Like the brother said it in the comment, send a copy of the book to him. These so-called Jews know about this history that we're bringing out. This is their book. And look what it says inside the book. Go ahead. What does it say? Read.
Picture History of Jewish Civilization, Editor-in-Chief, Dr. Bezalel Narkis.
So-called Jew. Go ahead.
Co-editors, Dr. Samuel Abramsky.
So-called Jews.
Professor David Flusser.
So-called Jews.
Professor Abraham C. Charlotte.
So-called Jews.
Dr. Michael Ziv.
All that so-called Jews is in this book that put this book together. They y'all all right? Editors-in-chief. They put this book together. Now let's go inside the book. Watch what we're going to see. Look at that. Zoom in. What are we looking at? Read. First of all, let's read what it says there.
The thousands of war captives who were transformed into slaves made it possible for the Egyptian kings to implement their feats of engineering.
No, we were not dumb people. Go ahead.
Chained captives are
Chain what?
Chained captives
Go ahead.
are shown on these painted clay-facing plaques from a building erected by Ramses II.
That's who we was looking at on the screen. You had Seti and Ramses II there. So that's what you just saw in the movie. So wait a minute now. It says that chained captives are shown, meaning that these were the people that was in captivity during the time of Ramses. Who was in captivity under Ramses? Who? The Israelites. The Israelites. So that's who they got erected on a building that was put up when he was ruling. Go back and show those images. Move out and show the images. Look at the images of the faces on there. Black in this so-called Jewish book. So what the hell is Netanyahu talking about Moses? What is he talking about Moses? Moses ain't got a damn thing to do with him. Do y'all see that? Zoom in. I can't. Y'all are playing games. Zoom in. I want to get the plate. I want to get the pictures. Zoom. Look at that. Come on. Look at them. Look at the lips on that black woman with a yoke of iron on her neck. That is not no white woman at all, and you know that. That don't look like no damn Yvonne DiCarlo. And that damn white woman sitting up there talking about some Seti and Nefertiti. No. Everybody on that stage was supposed to be black. Moses, the Egyptian king coming in, that king came in, that's Woodward Strode, I think. No. Is it Scatman Crothers? No, Woody Strode, right? Woody Strode was the actor. Yeah, that was Woody Strode, I remember. Woody Strode is the one that's playing the Ethiopian king. Notice that they couldn't lie, because they would have lied on the Ethiopians. Listen to what I'm about to say. They would have made the Ethiopians white too to get away with the lie. But they said too many people know better than that. You've watched the care people, you know, remember that the commercial with the Ethiopians starving and all that? They're all black with a swole up belly and the flies all over them. Those are all black people. They all know that they can't lie about the Ethiopians. They know that. They said, we can't lie about the Ethiopians. We got to show them who they really are. But we're going to lie about Moses. Lies. Look at this. Show that one. Look at this here. And to show you that they had color, look at the face as opposed to the garment. So don't tell me that that's not what they meant for you to see. Black. Those are the Israelites that's in captivity under Ramses. So what the hell is Netanyahu talking about? A damn lie. You see that? So I'm just saying these things so that y'all get the understanding. I'm just saying these things so that y'all get the understanding. Hold on. I had something else. Okay. What time is it? Come on, I know I had something else that I want to show. Come out of this. Let's see. Read. Go back to my writing, brother.
Our communities were bombed, and no one said, as our forefathers said in the Maccabean period during the time of the Greeks when they destroyed our temple and houses.
Nobody said anything. That's what we was talking about earlier. When they bombed our temples during the time of the Greeks, that's what the Maccabean period was about. That's what I was about to come up on. Okay? And even now, when our places were bombed over in this country, nobody said anything. So before I get into this, I'm going to stop it at that point. I'm going to stop it at that point. I do want to end with video just to put a closing on it, because I'll come back to that. I'll come back to, because I'm going to do part 2 later on. I'm going to just to tie this part of the class up. Give me this 60-man, I think it was video 5. Go to video 5. Just play that.
Exceeding great army! What is our congregation? An exceeding great army!
No, we missed something. Hold, stop. Go to video 3. Play video 3. Play video 3. Video clip 3. We're going to end it there.
This is the foolishness of our people.
So this is where we're at. The foolishness of our people. Knowing all this history, knowing about how great we are, we need to rise above this scared, stuck inside of our old Negro self. And don't be afraid of this discipline. Come on, hit the button.
Without the rules, statutes, and commandments, we are here to wake up our people and tell our people what they need for repentance.
According to the Bible, they're not the Jews. And the churches are filled on people. You're not your nationality. Come on. Does that make any sense? Come on, you are the Israelites. Look, God is calling you, and you are the greatest thing God ever created. You know what I want, brother? Hey, you just want it. What do you want? Lying Jews. What I mean? Lying Jews. Lying Jews. The day of your happiness and your joy of them niggas around you is over.
Give me the next video. What was it, video 5? Just play that.
Exceeding great army! What is our congregation?
No, the beginning of it. The beginning of it. Damn. There's a video before this one. Damn, it didn't even come out right. All right, I guess I'll stop there because somehow it didn't work out right. There's a part right. Go to the original video. Go to the original video. Let's just play that to get the part in there. Let me see. What's the time on that one? What's the time frame on that one? Huh? No, that ain't the one. Let me just zoom it to the end. Let me zoom it to the end. Let me just see something. Let me just see what it look like. Come on. Let me see what it look like. I'm going to see the scene. Hit it. No, that ain't it. All right. I guess I'm going to give it up because I can't find it. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to end it there. All praise to the Most High. Stay tuned for Bishop Nathaniel. I will be doing the part 2 to this one, Lord willing, next week. We're going to make this thing happen, all right? So, Shalom, Israel. Most High Christ bless you all. Happy Sabbath.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.